And it was just like too many things, back to back. So
I love that. I love how he like knows our hearts that way and he knows what we need to hear and what we need to see. And just the way he pursues, the way he will gently, like he's a gentleman too, right? Like he will gently pursue us. And when we're open to that, we can see that and feel that, and we really receive that confirmation in our heart. And it's really hard to explain, but I think you did a beautiful job.
yeah, and if anything, I told him that I wanted the signs and he gave me the signs. I think it was just me removing the pride, removing, like that feeling of like, oh, I can do everything on
Yes,
my own.
yeah.
I was like, no, you know what? Let me surrender. Let me be open minded. Go ahead. Show me the signs, show me the signs or and I don't like to say that too much because also it's not like I'm putting him to the test either. But just being open minded enough to realize that he doesn't make nothing is a coincidence for him. Everything happens for a reason. And then when you start thinking like that, you know for a fact he exists.
Yes. And also, Carol, you came to the end of yourself. Like you're doing all this self-development, all this work. Like you're a hustler, you're grinding, you're doing everything. Like you have every reason to be happy, to feel successful and fulfilled. But because you didn't have Jesus, you still felt that like emptiness, like something was missing. And so because you came to the end of yourself, you were finally open enough to receive him and be open to him.
I feel like through my whole self-development journey, it was just like layers and layers that were being peeled. And that final layer was when he was like, hey, I exist. I'm the one that created you. I am the one that is responsible for everything. I was like, why? Why not earlier? But I guess I had to go through all those situations in my life to, put the pieces together and really have that relationship that when I used to believe before, I didn't have. So I
Mhm.
kind of had to go through the storm
Yeah.
for me to see the light again. But the real this time, like actually having that connection with him.
Yeah, and that's why I won't even demonize the new age completely because it was the new age that also like if you're in the new age and you're doing all these things, it's because you're seeking, like you want to be better, you want to grow, you want to find God and truth. And I really believe like if you just stay the course and you keep looking, you keep opening and healing yourself, like it will lead you to Jesus eventually because he is the truth.
He's
And so yeah, that was a part of your journey too. Yeah.
Yeah, because the whole point about New Age spirituality is being light, right? It's being a light.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's literally the final layer, the final level to unlock?
Gosh, that's so
So
beautiful. And then, so he spoke to you then at the gym again. So tell us about that, because like we know you're a strong girl. But then, what did he say to you at the gym?
yeah, so after I accepted that he existed, um, I just wanted to kind of like establish that connection and just have that relationship and just kind of like speak to him. So I realized that it was in my alone time, when I kind of turn the world off and I'm doing like my daily activities and just trying to have a conversation with him, like right up here, right? So
Mm,
I'm at the gym and, minding my own business, doing my own thing, focusing on myself and just honestly not even listening to music, just being quiet, and going through every set, through every rep. I love the gym because it's a great time for me to meditate, you
mhm.
know, to reflect on life situations, relationships. And it literally just hit me. He said, I remember he said in my brain, he was like, you get all that strength from me.
Mm,
And I could not do anything else but to start and tearing up in the middle of the gym, like just randomly.
mhm.
When I heard that, it all made sense because people are always telling me, like, oh, where'd you get your drive from? You're so strong, like it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Um, I aspire to be like you're my motivation, all these things that people tell you. And that's when he he told me that was because of him. He puts a part of him inside me. And that was that strength, that drive, that motivation, that extra rep that I'm always chasing, that next level that I'm always looking for. He put that on
Mm.
inside me.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized I needed to humble myself. I was like, I did not know what being humble was, coming from, doing all these things.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I was far from being humble.
Um,
So this was kind of like my final confirmation because I was like, oh, I feel like I need more confirmation. I want to make sure I'm not going crazy, and I'm just not having like conversations just by myself in my head. So I was deciding whether I should do a second bikini show, like a bodybuilding show,
mhm.
the WBFF. And I remember it was a Friday earlier this year, like January, maybe February, January. And I was driving. It was Friday afternoon, like 6, 7. And I said, you know what? In my car by myself. You know what, God, if you're real, just like this, God, if you're real, tell me whether I should do a second show or not. Just give me a sign. Should I do the second show? Yes or not?
Mhm.
The next morning, this is how fast he is. The next morning, I go to brunch with Jonathan. We go get breakfast. And as I'm sitting down having the breakfast, I turn around and I see the vice president and the president of the federation, of the Bikini Show Federation.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I mean, what are the odds of running into those
Of
people,
course. Did you talk to them or you just kinda, like, knew in your head, like, "This is my
No, I couldn't. I wanted to talk to them, but I don't know. I was too like shocked in the moment. I didn't know what to say or do. But I was just like, John,
Yeah.
John. And I explained the whole situation to John, and John was like, okay. But that's when I knew.
Yeah, and
Okay, there's no playing games anymore. We're fully into God. I am one of your team. I'm one of your team.
I
You
love
know?
that, and then you've kinda been bringing him along on this new faith journey as well, right?
Yes, because once you realize how real he is, why would you even want to like entertain your own like ideas and your own plans, Like,
You love someone so much, like, you want them to have that relationship and that goodness too, yeah.
and when I first met Dwight, the guy that I was telling you about the massage therapy,
Mm.
it was interesting how he told me like, why are you in such a rush? And I realized that I didn't know what rest was, like peace was. I thought I knew.
Mhm.
And when I first gave my heart to Jesus Christ, there was 2 weeks where I never felt this much peace in my life before. Never. I don't even know how to explain it. I woke up and I felt just like butter melted into the couch and the bed, and whenever I was talking and doing my daily activities, I felt so much peace. And I was like, Carol, wow, you never had, it's like a new feeling that I just unlocked. I thought I knew what peace was and being relaxed was because I did yoga, I stretch,
Yep.
I try to do all the things that are supposed to calm me down, and to unplug and reset and recharge, whatever. But it wasn't until he gave me peace in my heart that I knew, okay, that's what real peace is like.